This year is not our first election with ranked choice voting, but we're not that far into this, and it can still be a confusing concept. The idea that when you go to the polls, you can choose up to 5 candidates, so that if your favorite is eliminated, you still have a say. That's the quick explanation of it.
Well, yeah, because it requires a little more thought before you go in. It's not just a vote now, it's also a little bit strategy, because you can use it to help a favorite candidate, but you can also use it to help push out someone that you really don't like.
We got to give credit here to our producer, Bill Goodenough, who had this idea that how can we tell the ranked choice voting story in simple terms? So we made up a ranked choice lunch ballot and then passed it around the newsroom to show how all this works. So we have posted a video on social media summarizing our ranked choice lunch. Here's what we came up with. What if ordering lunch worked the same way as picking New York City's mayor? New Yorkers are going to be filling out their ballots using ranked choice voting again this year. This means a candidate who is a second choice or a third choice for a lot of people could actually end up coming from behind to be the candidate who wins the race. This ranked choice concept can be confusing, so let's put it in terms we can all understand with lunch. So we gathered the team, we gave them this ranked choice voting ballot so we can figure out what we're doing for lunch today. 22 of us at New York One filled out the lunch ballot, indicating in order of preference what we were craving. We counted up the ballots, 22 of them, and this is where we ended up in our first round. Who wanted a salad, who wanted a sandwich, and everything in between. 6 people chose taco. In a traditional election, that means taco would have won with 27% of the vote. In ranked choice, you need 50%. So now we move on to the second round and redistribute the votes from those that came in last. As we go into the second round, these 3 items were tied for last, so we're going to redistribute all of those votes. This was the salad ballot. The salad person didn't rank anything else. That means that the salad vote is out of contention entirely. Second choice on the burger ballot was pizza, so we'll redistribute that vote here. On the pasta ballot, their second choice was actually burger, but that's out of contention now. So instead, we move this here in the taco line, their third choice. And now taco has added to its lead, but it still doesn't have 50% of the vote, so we're going to round 3. Now watch what happens here. The last place finishers tied, bagel and sushi, so we'll redistribute these votes. Both sushi votes ended up going to deli, and now I'm out of space, hang on. And then for the bagels, one ends up in the deli line, and the other bagel ends up going to taco. Here's the score heading into round 4 of this election. 8 for deli, 8 for taco, 5 for pizza. 2 of the pizza voters had deli as the next remaining choice on their ballots, and 2 of the pizza voters had taco as their next remaining choice. So now it comes down to this ballot. The person who just wanted a hamburger, they're not getting a hamburger, they're not getting their second choice, which is pizza. We go to the third choice on this ballot. That was deli. And deli comes from behind to defeat the taco and win our ranked choice lunch election. You know, that took a while for us to shoot, and I had not eaten lunch yet.
I passed through the cafeteria a few different times, and I was like, where are we at this? Because the sushi looks kind of good right now.
Right. No, I dove into one of those sandwiches when we finished shooting.
But it's really fascinating to see how someone that might initially have so much of the vote might not eventually come out the winner.
Yeah, well, I think that was the thinking, and among those who study elections, that's why this ranked choice concept came up, was that when you have a lot of candidates in a race, somebody who nobody really likes can sneak in because they get 19% of the vote in a race that has 10 candidates or something like that.
So I will cop to something. I was the salad ballot.
Well, yeah, I know.
Because I felt really strongly that I didn't want to rank other lunches that I would not be happy having for lunch.
Well, and that's the point, right? That is one of the ways that you can express yourself. Somebody else might feel entirely the other way.
Right.
So here are some of the strategies that you should consider. You can rank up to 5 candidates on your ballot. They will be names of of individuals and not names of lunch products?
Basically, the more people that you do fill in for on your ballot, the longer your ballot has the chance of lasting and having a say in the election.
They call this an instant runoff election because they have, instead of calling the voters back for a runoff, you have indicated, okay, well, if number one's not there, this is who I would vote for in a runoff. So they just process all those ballots one after another. I do want to say again, you do not have to rank more than one candidate. You can have your first choice and nothing else, and you can choose how you want it to happen. Again, there is the other message that they have been trying to push out, especially some of the candidates on the left who have been banding together. They're saying if you don't like Andrew Cuomo, don't put him even as number 5 because that Cuomo vote could end up coming into play.
And it sort of generalizes things a little bit. But if you're someone who's a Brad Lander voter, for example, then under the guise of that, then if you ranked, you would probably also be okay with Zellner Myrie, Adrian Adams, and others sort of in that alliance.
Errol Lewis was talking about that with us, some analysis from Errol about what people running for office are thinking about.
You want to make sure that the followers of your opponents have some regard for you. You want to be their second or their third choice because in the end, you aggregate all of the votes. And so there were some candidates who have said, somewhat jokingly, but it's really a good strategy, they've said, look, even if I'm not your favorite, please rank me number 2. That's how you start accumulating votes. That's how you get to 50%.
And one of the things we saw at the debate last night was Whitney Tilson, when asked, was the only candidate who would commit, said, Andrew Cuomo is my recommended number 2. Personally, that's what he said his backup was going to be. We've got some resources to help you prepare for primary voting as it gets underway. Check it out, ny1.com and the Spectrum News app. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.